So I thought, I've got to get that to, I bought this, these were $1.89 a pound pork loin, sirloin, chopped, bone in. So you got the bone in. These were $9.03 for this big old package. And I thought, I am going to Instapot those. So let me rinse them off, and I'll show you what I'm doing. Because y'all know I've got to go to the doctor. It's about 11:18. It's removable before lunch. And I've got to go to the doctor at 2:30. So, let me rinse these off in my baking soda water. Hold on. And I'll show y'all what I do. And visit with y'all a second, because I've got something to tell y'all. I've got something to be telling y'all. Now, I rinsed them off in my... I rinsed those off in my baking soda water. And I'm just going to put those down. Just down in there. Like that. Now I'm going to add some salt because I'm going to add a little salt at a time. That's a lot of meat, y'all, for that little bit of money. If you like pork. And Mama and I do, and the kitty cats do. It saves on having to feed them that crazy ass food that is kind of expensive. I cook for them too, I guess you say, a lot of the times. It's all true. And I'm going to keep shouting it from the rooftops. Take care of your parents, grandparents, because it's your job. Okay, so now, and that's all I'm going to say about it. We'll talk about it more. I've got to get this done so I can get my bath and I can get to the cancer doctor. Now, see, I bought these. These were in the package with the, the sack with the pork. These were only 99 cents for these mushrooms. Now, that's all they were for these sliced white mushrooms. I bought 2 packages of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these and I'm just going to put them on the top of my meat. And that will cook down kind of like Salisbury pork. I have never done this before, but we're going to do it today. We're going to do it today. So let me get a little bit of this olive oil. Hold on, I bought a new thing of olive oil. Got to get it open. Gotta get it open, doodly-doo. So I hope y'all are okay today. Here's my olive oil, get my peel off there. And we're just gonna fill this up. Oh Lord. I'm not going to do the whole thing. I'll set some back here and put the lid back on this. But what I wanted to do was just kind of drizzle a little bit over. I'll get me I could have done it in a bowl, but I didn't. Okay, let me get a little wooden spoon and just kind of whack those with. Now darn it if I didn't get it all down here. Alright, that's alright. Well, let's put a little pepper on them. And then I may make a pico de gallo kind of a sauce later. But this is going to cook now. I'm going to put this on my meat setting and I'm going to put that in my Instapot for 25 minutes and it'd be natural release on the pork. So it'll be on the meat setting for 25 minutes. Natural release for those that you know you don't push your little spew button, it does it itself. So now let me get a paper towel. I just put fresh towels out. And then see, Billie Jean gets in here and makes me nervous and I throw stuff all over the place. She comes and scares me, I think. Well, that wasn't too bad to clean up. So now, we'll set our olive oil there. And we'll get this in the Instapot and I'll talk to you soon. Okay, I forgot to tell you, in this pot, you've got to put about a cup of water. So let's do that. We'll put a cup of water. And then we'll put that in the Instapot. Well. Let me see if I can back that camera out a little bit. I just got back a while ago from the doctor. Getting my blood cells out. A lot of you know I don't have chemochromatosis, which is an overload of iron. I just got the blood cells. I've got too many. So I have to get my blood out. Always something going on in this house, I'll tell y'all. So I was cutting this corn off of these flies. There's a fly in here and I can't catch him. He has a college education and he keeps evading arrest. So y'all, if you see a fly, that's just what's happened. I can't get him. I just can't get him. So I'm cutting this corn off, and I about forgot to tell y'all what I was doing. So I got that much corn cut off. There's a shuck. Have to be. Let me get that. I've got my onions, garden onions cleaned already to go in my corn. So now I'm going to put. Let me clean out this. Clean out one of these doodly doos. Where's my? Okay, here. I'll get my measuring bowl. Now that's the best way to cut that corn is on that bunt pan. Just put it on there and cut it like you saw me. Now we'll just put this right down into our, that's about 3 cups, probably. That's all I had, you know, from that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I've got that old fly. I hate that old thing. Get out of here and leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Can't stand it. I want some. I would like to have, I wished I'd have bought 6 more ears, but I didn't. So I'm just going to put a great value like whole kernel corn into that. And then, oh, that old fly. Y'all, I'm going to turn that off and I'm going to try to murder him. I'll be back. Okay, well it didn't work. I didn't murder him. He won't be still. He's about to drive me crazy. But that's okay. So I just got my butt pan cleaned out of the cut off corn. Now I'm just gonna add that juice in there. Why not? Now I'm gonna add some milk to this to make it a sweeter. If you add milk to your corn and let it set, it'll get sweeter. My grandmother always said add milk to the corn, especially not the canned corn. It might work on that too, I don't know. But if you put that corn in there, it'll be super sweet. That milk pulls that sugar out of there. But see, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this into the microwave, because I don't want to have to cook that corn forever. So I'm going to put that in the microwave. And I'm going to put it on 12 minutes. Maybe. I'm not good with, can't see that very good. Okay, 12 minutes. Okay. So now we've got that corn and that milk in the bowl. Now the pork, here's our pork and mushrooms that I've let sit out here and cool off a couple of hours, and it's still warmish. So I can do other things. We can do other things while I'm waiting on to do that. So this will be our pan. I'm not going to use the skillet to cook my corn in. I'm going to use one of the new crop pans, because I've not cooked corn in the new pans and I want to see how well it does. Let me find. Well, here's a fresh dishcloth. Let me get this out of the way. I hope y'all are doing good this afternoon. Boy, it's hot. Plus, let me put a little dish, antibacterial dish on my rag here. Hold on. Plus, I got into a traffic where they're working on the road, you know. So I almost was late for my doctor appointment because they wanted to fiddle, around. So then I thought, well, if I go up here a little further, then I can turn off on another road and I can swing back. Well, everybody else had the same idea, so they must have went to the same school I did. So I got in another jam. So by the time I got to the cancer center, I was 3 minutes late, and you're supposed to check in a little early. And I'm usually on before time. So when I walked in, they were very nice to me and said, "We were worried about you because you're always here before time." And I said, "Yes, but there's been a traffic road construction." "Oh, we've heard about that," they said. I said, "Well, it's the truth. So believe everything you hear about that." And I'm going to cover this up. because I don't want no critters getting in that. I better not leave it. I don't need that much paper. I'm just going to put that just like that. Then what I do is I think this lid will fit right on top of that. So that's what we're doing there. The corn still has 8 minutes before we can start frying it and cooking it. So let me get some more cornmeal, because I want a pan of cornbread. There's nothing like a good pan of cornbread, and I've been missing it since Mom was in the hospital and all that. I haven't made any. You know, I eat that at night with milk. This fly, I'm gonna tell you, I don't know if he got where he is, but he's cruising for a bruising. I'm gonna tell you, he's gonna be more than bruised. I don't know. It's caused the rain, I guess. So let me get the old cookbook out, because I want that certain kind of cornbread that I like. If I can see it, if I can see where it is. Okay, let me get this figured out, and I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, I was looking. You know, I thought there was a recipe on this yellow cornmeal, and I like trying all kind of new recipes, you know. But then I got to looking, this has got too much flour. I would not like this cornbread for nothing, because it's got 1 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour and 3/4 cups of cornmeal. Well, that seems like you're beating the purpose, because I don't want that much flour in my cornbread. So we'll just do what we always do, I guess. I'll just put a cup in a cup. A cup of, well, I'm gonna make that big pan, so I'm gonna double it. I'm gonna put 2 cups, and then usually I put a 1/2 cup of flour. Since that is since I'm doubling, I'm going to put a cup of flour. If y'all want one of these old-timey, like the ones I've got 2 old-timey real ones. This one I got off that country store. What's that called? Vernon's? Maybe not Vernon's. I don't know. Whatever you buy, candy and stuff. I can't remember. Alright, so I'm going to put a tablespoon baking powder, aluminum free, into my cornbread. I want it to rise up to the heavens today. So, and I'm going to put 2 eggs in it, since I'm going to double the recipe. Let me get some salt. I'm going to put 2. I like my cornbread kind of salty. I'm going to put 2 teaspoons of salt in that. And then I'll add a cup of milk. That's about what I figured I had in that, and that's about good enough. Now that my recipe's on there quite a few times. So I just kind of break my eggs and a lot of people put sugar in it, but I'm not going to put sugar in my cornbread. I'm going to see how this will come up, and I've showed y'all how to do this 1,000,000 times. Okay, so now see how that is it's too thick, but I always make it that way. Remember I told y'all my grandma always said to put in hot water before you put it in your pan. So let me move the corrode off because we are going to use the one of her black skillets, and I'm just going to turn that on and heat it with a little bit of my olive oil, and then at the same time I'm going to put about a 1/4 cup of olive oil into my cornbread. I'm going to mix that kind of around. Now I'm going to add about, see that kind of thins it, but you got to add water. I'm going to add about, let's see, hot water out of my dispenser. Now I added about a cup, and you're going to think, oh, that's too watery. Well, I'm going to tell you, I've been doing it that way for 50, 60 years, and I was taught that, and so I'll just heat that up just to give it a little bit of the pan, just to give it a little crunch on the outside. When you pour this in there, it'll kind of, all that microwave, it's gone off. So that means our corn is ready to go in its little pan. Like I told you, we're going to use one of those white pans for that today. Now see, that thickens on up. It's about like potato soup. But when you do it this way, then that moisture will cook that cornbread. It'll help it be a good, moist, risen cornbread. Okay. Now that should be, let me get that grease around to the edge. I get it right around to the edge. You can hear it popping, and it's hot. Yeah, it's hot. I'm going to go ahead and turn it, see that popping? Now I'll move that off of there for just a minute, let it set for just a few seconds. I'll splash some of this in it. Splash some of that in there, and okay, we'll go ahead and pour that in there. Just go ahead and pour that cornbread down in there. Now, if Mother was not here to eat, which she is, I would have put this pico de gallo that I got for 99 cents. I use it in many things, but I would have put it in my cornbread today, just to give it a little goodness. So we're going to put this in our oven for 400 degrees. And we're going to turn that on, I'd say, let's see, probably 25 minutes. So let's bake that. Let me get that up to 400. There's 400. And let's turn that up to 25, and then well, I'm going to put it on convection, so I'll watch it. On convection, it'll be different than that, but we'll watch it and see. Okay. Now, let me get one of my takers here, because that corn is in the microwave. We'll just kind of mix that around and let that sit in there. If you do it this way, then you don't have to cook it so long. And I don't mind cooking it long, but tonight I don't have time. I just do not have time. Oh, I have time. I've got more time, but I've got a lot of things I got to get done. Still clothes to wash and flowers to water, and I just had that blood out, and I've got to take one of my friends over to the airport in the morning at 4:30. There's always something going on. Okay, I'm going to use my Rana, my Giovanni Rana. These are $2.99, my fettuccine noodles. So I might as well just go ahead and get that going too. So we can get this over with and we can all eat. So I'm just going to open that package of those noodles. The reason I'm doing these separate is because I don't want to mix all that in with the mushroom and meat. I don't want to have that much. So I'm going to get hot water out of my dispenser. About probably, let's see, probably maybe a cup and a half. See, that's steaming out of that deal. Now what I'll do is I'm going to drain this pork juice. And some of them whatever those things are called, mushrooms. Okay. So now we can put that, let me get this burner here going. See if that's going. That's still hot there. That's still hot. So I'll get this kind of up and put my lid back on there. Let me get my, okay. So now I will get that up to boil. I've told y'all this and told y'all this. If it's box spaghetti that's hard, if it's box fettuccine and it's hard, then put it in before it gets to boiling. It needs that extra time to soften up. That's why a lot of times when you do your lasagna noodles and your fettuccine noodles and all that, you get it after 30 minutes, you think, Lord, those are never going to get done. Well, it's because you didn't put them in. You all are waiting to get your water boiling. The only time you get your water boiling to use with salt is if you've got fresh noodles that you've made, or Giovanni Rana or anybody else, these refrigerator noodles. Then I'll see if I was I'm gonna wait till this gets up. I'm about out of breath. I'm gonna wait till this gets to boiling, and then I'll put these in. That's what I'm trying to say. If you got a noodle out of the package, it's a dry noodle, put them in when you put your water and salt in. Don't wait to get them boiling. Alright. I guess y'all understood that. If you didn't, I'm sorry. I try to be clear, but I can't I can't be very clear anymore. So now we're going to take our butter. I'm going to get about 6 tablespoons, I would say. About 6 tablespoons of butter. I'm going to melt that. I'm going to leave that butter out so we have it on our cornbread. And I've set my heavy cream out because I want it to get kind of room temperature. So I'm just going to need maybe a half a cup of this heavy cream. So now I've got my half a cup of heavy cream out. See how that cream was already setting up in that? That's what I whip with my mixer or whatever and make butter out of it with salt. There's a video on there if y'all don't know how to do that. Sure cuts down on all that stuff you get in your... Well, cuts down on all that getting it in your body. Okie dokie. Let me get this butter going here. I've got my little bit of flour out here and I'm waiting for my butter to get it melted. Let me get some milk. A new jug of milk. I've got to open a new jug of milk. Alright. See, this stove is not very good, but that should already be up to high. Let me see if I can turn that. Maybe that'll get up to high. Okay, let me get my chopping board, because I like green onions in my corn. So I'm going to put my fresh green onions. I want to be careful because this board slides. It's dangerous. I shouldn't even be doing it this way, but I have to because I can't. I'm going to cut a lot of that green off because that's got a lot of vitamins and flavors. There we got. We'll put that in with there. Well, I didn't have the pan on. It won't melt unless you got the pan on with it. That's about how smart I am today. So we're going to put that in our skillet. See, now that's starting to boil here. I turned the wrong burner on and the wrong burner off, and so we're going to let that get up there and kind of saute those onions just a little bit. I got that on high and I got that. Now see how that's starting to boil? Those things is those mushrooms down in there. But what I do is I just take these I've just had them sitting out since I was going to the doctor. I keep them in the freezer. So what I do is I'm just going to break these down into that water. Let me get that over here so I can break those in my hand. Get that out of there, Billie Jean. There we go. There we go. Okay. So now we will let that'll give us a good flavor. Because that liquid I was not going to use anyway, so there's no sense in not boiling my... Oh boy, that smells good. I wish y'all could smell it. And I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of flour in there. That's about 2. We'll just kind of put the mix there. You kind of have to check it and get it maybe a little more flour. I'll probably add a little more. You don't have to brown that. Just get it where it's hot so the wheat cooks in that flour kind of, okay? You want to cook it for about 2 minutes on low, so let me turn that down so it don't get too brown. The brown kind of gives it a flavor though. I'm going to go ahead and put my salt in it. I don't want to forget my salt. And my pepper. I'll pull that over here. I'll go ahead and put I'll probably pepper it again because I like pepper in my corn. Now you can do this in your skillet if you want to. It doesn't matter. Not at all. Okay, now I'm going to put my half a cup of milk. About a half cup of milk. Got a half cup of cream. I'm going to continue to stir that a little bit. See, I was trying in my brain to remember that I had the milk in that corn already. So, now let's turn those noodles off. Those Giovanni Rana noodles doesn't take long. So now let's just put our corn. Into our big pan. Turn that up. Let that start cooking. Okay, let's check this. See how soft those noodles have gotten? That's perfect. That'll make a good mushroom noodle soup. There's just so many things you can do with all the way I cook it. You don't like something, I can do it some other way. You know, that's just kind of the way you have to. Now we're going to go ahead. That made a big pan, didn't it? It's alright, we'll eat it. A little more cream than that. A little more cream. Get the milk put up. I'll check the cornbread. Let me check the cornbread. I'll let it brown some more. Okay. Alright, I'm going to cook the noodles. I'm going to finish the corn up. I'm going to get the cornbread. I'll let y'all see it here in just a little bit, and then we'll check everything out. Okay, I'm trying to get everything put together, and the cornbread's just almost done. Look here, corn, see how it's getting thick and good. Look at that corn, y'all. Look at that corn. Now, that's some good cream style corn. Smells delish, really does. So if you don't have fresh corn, you can always use canned corn and do it the way I've done it. And I got my Frank-Oma bowl full of pork, but you have to remember these bones now. Take them out with your mushrooms. You don't want somebody choking on you, you know. So now I'm going to add a little sugar to my corn, just a little bit. I'll just kind of sweeten the spot up just a little bit. Now, I'm going to put just a little bit of basil. And pick that. I'll do this in just a minute. Let me get this taken care of. I'm going to chop my basil. Get my Psychome Chinese knives that they sent me. Now they did send me these and these college boards. I just kind of roll my whatever I'm putting in a little package. I just kind of roll it and go. That parsley and that little bit of basil. Put a little on that corn. Now that is something I do. My grandmother did not do that. But I do because I like it. Now let me get a piece of I buy the cheap Parmigiano cheese because that's what I like. I like Parmigiano, but I'm not going to pay a fortune for it because there's not much difference in what you're doing or what they're doing. And I'll put it in my little grater while I'm here. Put that down in my little grater. And I'm just going to put a hair just on top. Just see how that's coming out of there. I just want a little bit on that corn. Then we'll have some on our noodles. You see how that's thickening up there really well. Okay, let's turn that off. Now it can sit there. Like I told you, it'll probably need more pepper, and it does. You can tell by looking at it. Or I can. Now we'll just kind of let that sit there. Now you can see the difference in that kernel. The oranger kernels are the canned, but the white kernels are fresh. Nobody would know the difference if you had 3 fresh and 1 or 2 cans of the other. Alright, so let me get my, love these bowls. Y'all asked about them. These are Frank-Oma. They're from the Frank family in Oklahoma. They made these bowls, and I've got I love the cups. I'll show you. I love to drink coffee out of the Frank-Oma cups. If I'm having coffee, there's that, and then there's the green cups. So, if you see any of that, then you know what it is. That's the reason I showed it, because you can find them, but there's not going to be any more made. And they're good pottery, really good pottery. Oh, I'm kind of burning up, y'all. It's kind of hot in here. We're going to fix and get that cornbread out. Let's do that next. I have to go see how this old cornbread comes out of here. I better get my telephone out of the way, or I'll have it in the oven. And okay, let's get a big pan of cornbread out of there. That'll be some good cornbread. I bet. That corn's still cooking, but it can. It's not burning or nothing. These crock pans, oh, I love them. I love them. And I've had every kind of pan in the world, but I like these nowadays. Okay, what am I doing? What are you doing? Well, I'm trying to find my... Got drawers and drawers and drawers. Can't find my basting. My basting brush, so we'll just do it the old-timey way. We'll just get a... Look at that butter slathering on there. Now I use the challenge butter, still do, always will, unless I make it. That's a granny cornbread if I ever saw one, or mama. See, that's just really good. Whew. That's so good. And it's hot. It is H-O-T, hot. Hot, hot, hot. Let me move this. And where's my... I'll get my bamboo flour board here. The one I make biscuits on. And then I'll pop it out. Pop that one out. Oh. Just takes a second. Just run your knife around that. Like that. Oh. I spoke too soon, but that's okay. I love it. It's good cornbread. Usually it pops out. Y'all see me? I just got in too big a hurry today. That's alright. Just, that'll be a good piece right there for me, for Mama. That's one thing about the iron skillets. You have to make sure they're seasoned, and that one should have been. But I seasoned them. Ooh, they're hot. Hot, hot, hot. Ooh, wee. There we go. Let me get this pan out of the way. 'Cause I don't want to get burned today. That's just not my cup of tea. Oh, and it's hot, y'all. Oh, that's hot. Now that's some good moist cornbread. See how moist that is? What you want. Sometimes my stuff looks like the dickens, but if you close your eyes, you'd think you're in heaven. I'm just going to go ahead and cut this while it's hot, so, because I'm going to put some of this, you remember I told you, in a bag, so I can have me some cornbread and milk at night time. I put it in a Ziploc bag, and then, oh, that's hot. Then let me set this over here. Then I just go in and get me a glass of milk. Oh, I'm getting tired. I'll be alright in a minute. Let's see. Now, those noodles. Remember I told you we wasn't going to use that liquid anyway. I use it in the winter time for when I'm doing something. I'll use it for soup and stuff, but summer it's just too hot for soup. I don't make them because that would be really good. That would be really good as a soup, you know. So let me get a slotted spoon and I never can find the thing I'm looking for. It's right here in front of my face, right there in that deal. Right there in that deal. That's okay. That's okay. Now that's some good noodles there, see? The reason I'm going to put them in this bowl, get these out of here, because I don't want to store that. I do not want to store this in that liquid. So I'm just a step ahead. While y'all are here, I'm just going to go ahead and do it, and then I'll not have to worry about it in a little while. Plus, I can do it all at once. So I'm going to add, I told y'all I'm going to add some of that Parmesan cheese to these. So there's our, now then, I'm going to get a pot holder because that's hot, 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 hot. Okay, we got that. Now we'll go ahead and put our Parmesan on. You can do it without it, but I just like it on it. So, that's what we're going to have, y'all. We're going to have some butter noodles. Put a little salt on them. Have to get a little salt on everything, a little pepper. You can't do without it, so don't know what I'm talking about. So there's our noodles. Let me get one of the big mashing plates, since this is a pretty good meal. And I'll just put Mama some of this out. She'll like this. Yeah, she'll like those butter noodles. Because I like this old feller, this company. You know, when I like what I like what he does. And put a few mushrooms on top of that. You don't have to use mushrooms if you don't like it. Don't, you know, y'all write and tell me I don't like, well, don't, not very often do you. I'm going to tell you, this is going to be a good meal. Look at that meat, it's just fall apart. That's just fall apart goodness. Okay, so now we've got to get some butter and the cornbread. So that she won't eat a big piece. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take one of these pieces and I'm going to cut it in half for her, because she won't want that. Let me get another knife. I've got my butter spreader somewhere over here, but I don't know where it is. So we're going to put our cornbread, buttered cornbread, onto that plate. And then, I don't think she won't eat all that meat, y'all. Put that one piece back. And here's our corn. Now see how lovely that corn is. And that's what I started to make, was just corn and not tell y'all about anything. But I can't do a meal without showing y'all. There's our cream style corn. Now that's going to be a good meal. Right there, y'all. That's going to be what we're having, is our pork with mushrooms, our buttered noodles with the Parmesan cheese, got some oregano in it, and a little parsley. That's another thing we'll put on. Let's put that, look here. Let's just put us a little, let's get a little fancy there. I love growing my, that's what we're gonna have. And some corn and buttered cornbread. Now y'all can't beat that, so I wish y'all was here to eat with us, because we're gonna have a good meal tonight, and we're blessed by the Lord, and we thank the Lord for everything, and we say a prayer for all the Texas kids and families and the Riadosa, and we just say a prayer for the world. God bless you, God bless us. I got the meal done, and I can't wait to see what y'all say. We'll talk to you soon. Wish you was here to eat with us. Bye-bye.